Hello and welcome to Horror Rewind. This is Kelly Florence,
And I'm Meg Hofdahl.
and today we're talking about Insidious. Now, before we get to the movie, Meg, how are you?
Good. I'm just like in my head right now, trying to prepare myself to say insidious because you know that I don't know why I keep calling it insidious, which is not a word. I don't think it's a word, but I
I
keep saying insidious. I don't know why.
I don't know either. I've heard you pronounce it that way, and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong. I mean, you're right. That was a Freudian slip.
Oh,
No, I don't know why I want to say it that way. They say like if you read a word, like you say it in your head, and maybe I just am used to reading the word, and for some reason that's how it sounds in my head,
no,
but
that's
I'm
true.
wrong.
And the caveat with that is too, like, don't shame people for mispronouncing words because I mean,
Yeah,
you might be a voracious reader and just don't say them out loud, and or you know, don't shame people if they don't know words too. It's fine.
that's right. So no shame in our game. But I just that's what I was going on in my head. So otherwise I'm good.
Good. Now we watched something when this is airing, it'll be a couple weeks ago now, but we watched a new movie on Shudder the other day that was Feminist AF. Do you want to tell everybody?
Yeah. Well, I started to kind of hear good things about this movie called Lucky. So I was like, okay, but then I'm glad I went into it not knowing anything. And then at first I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And then it got really interesting. And again, I don't want to say too much because I want people to go watch it, but it was really well done. It has a purpose, but it's also scary. I don't know. I mean, if should we reveal things or what?
I
Is
you
that
know, I
what we
guess
do
not.
here?
Let's not. Maybe we can do an episode on it
Yeah.
eventually, but I did want to drop it just so that if you're looking for some new horror content, yeah, check out Lucky on Shudder. We freaking loved it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It was a nice unexpected. Sometimes, a new movie like that will drop and you get lucky and it's good.
another unexpected thing happened this past weekend. Besides watching that movie, we got Rondo Award nominated.
Okay, I'm gonna look up exactly because I want to get it right who Rondo Hatton is.
Yeah,
So we were nominated for the Rondo Hatton Awards. And this is so cool because it's about sort of um preserving like nostalgic horror or like horror cinema. And okay, so Rondo Hatton died in 1946, so he was around a long time ago, and his face looks familiar to me. He was like this actor who is known to be in all these like B horror movies. I'm looking to see so it looks like he was on Hunchback of Notre Dame, House of Horrors. He was in the sixth Sherlock Holmes film, The Pearl of Death. But anyway, this award is named after him, which I think is really cool. And uh, we are nominated for Book of the Year. So I mean, how cool
um,
is that?
we're so thankful, and yes, we just keep being amazed and surprised by and thankful by how much our books are connecting with folks. So thank you to all the readers and the rewinders who have been supporting us all these years.
Yeah, really. And we should say this is for the Science of Women in Horror, which is
Yes.
um a book that we've worked really hard on, and that our heart is really in that book, and so it feels good to have it be recognized. That's a really good feeling, and yeah, we couldn't do it without our rewinders, so thank you guys.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start talking about Insidious now. And I already said this story, but I actually saw the second movie before I saw the first one. And so I don't know why I never saw this when it came out. Meg, you did see it when it came out though, right?
Yeah, it was funny because I knew that I had seen it, and I was like, okay, yeah, it was more like, how you kind of have like a fact in your head, like I've seen that movie, but I couldn't remember that much about it. even though it didn't come out that long ago. But I realized it came out in a time in my life where
You had a 3-year-old.
yeah, I had a 3-year-old and I was pregnant with my next, and my Luke was going into residency, so it was like he was working the longest hours like ever.
It was a bleak time, not
It
to
was a bleak
put
time.
down pregnancy or residency, but that's a lot
No,
of
but it was
hard things
it was a
happening.
hard time in my life. And like, so while I was watching it, I was sort of like putting myself back in that time. And I was like, first of all, it was hard to like concentrate on a movie. But second of all, the mom in the movie is going through somewhat of a typical situation, or I mean, not a typical, like a similar situation where like her husband's not there and she's like overrun with children and it's feeling bleak. And so I was like, gosh, I think maybe it just hit me so hard that like I blacked
It
it out or
it
something.
resonated with you in a different way. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Okay, let me give you the deets on this, and then we're gonna get into it. It came out in 2010. It's directed by James Wan King, written by Lee Winnell, another King, and it stars Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Barbara Hershey, Lynn. What's her name? Now I can't remember.
Shay.
Shay. Yes, it is 66% on Rotten Tomatoes. It had a budget of 1.5 million. It made 99.5 million at the box
Whoa.
office.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
That's quite a return.
And
No wonder there's so many sequels.
yes. Oh, did you notice? This is really skipping ahead, but did you notice Jigsaw drawn on the chalkboard behind Patrick Wilson?
Yes, so it's cute. It made me think of Invisible Man when you could see Jigsaw.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Um, like you said, this movie, I didn't know. Even though I'd seen the second one, I too, like, I had no
What?
memory.
I don't think I've seen the second one. Just what happens in that? Do you remember? Or
Well,
were you
I'm
just
gonna
like,
get into spoilers. I mean, Patrick Wilson is in the Nether or whatever it's called.
sure.
Not called the Nether. What is it called? See,
The further.
further. This is how quickly you forget things when
I
you're
know.
reading and researching every day. It's like, okay, that thought has left my brain forever. Anyway,
Okay.
he's there.
Yes, the further. Yes.
But okay, this movie I did not know going in. And when it took the turn, because you're like, oh, is it going to be ghosts? I mean, yes, what's going on? You don't realize that this opening sequence is actually a flashback to Patrick Wilson's childhood
Mm-hmm.
and like the icky woman who was,
That woman in the beginning,
yeah.
I'm like, I can't. That's scary.
I
That
mean, and
image
it's
right
just
there is super
like
scary.
James Wan just matter of factly like zooms in on her face.
That's the term that came to my mind several times, is matter of factly,
Yeah.
because a lot of times we're like trained to see like a shadow or like, but he very much is
Or
like,
to search the frame for something.
right, search the frame for something, which I don't mind. I mean, that's really nice too, but yeah, there's something different in this movie about like, just here she is, like right here, like,
So
or here
yes.
this creature is like right in your face.
So there's that. And of course, I freaking love it. But then like there's this whole attic thing. There's the baby monitor. It's like the house is messing with Rose Byrne and just piling on problem after problem. And then this turn of like the kids in a coma. But
I know, I
really,
totally forgot that part, and I was like, whoa.
it just
um
was mind blowing.
well, it's interesting because the way I kind of saw this movie is that it has a very sort of traditional uh pattern in the way it tells the story. Like, it starts where they're like in this new house, and the mom is you know beleaguered, and she has too many kids. Maybe that's my opinion. But she, and then pretty soon like the house starts doing weird things, and it feels kind of like a classic ghost story. And the husband's like, don't be ridiculous,
Yeah.
it starts with that kind of really traditional storytelling. But obviously as it goes, it starts to really twist and change, and then you you don't even realize you're sort of like going really fast toward it completely like flipping and like having that really cool ending. I think the ending is the best part of the whole movie. So it's kind of fun because it starts out rather traditionally and then it twists and turns and isn't so traditional because it does have those matter of fact shots and things like
Right.
that. It's not just like the curtains like blowing for the whole movie because we've all seen those ghost movies too, you
Right.
know.
And that's what I liked. It even has those traditional gothic hysteria gaslighting
Mm-hmm.
moments. And don't get me wrong, like yeah, Patrick Wilson's not great. But part of it maybe is explained because the house is messing with him, but it's not really the house, it's the ghost, and he's never been in photos. And all of these little things that they pepper in are so weird and just a little bit off, like you like to say, Meg. Like when the mom is looking at a family photo and she's like, how did you get him to pose for this? It's like, wait, why?
I know it could be such an innocent thing to say, but it's not in the context of the movie. You're just like, what? Speaking of like the gaslighting and everything, you know, and I like that he's not an extremely likable character. Like he's staying at school when he doesn't need to be.
He's correcting papers there. It's like you can correct papers at home, dude.
I know, and then he's like rolling up at like 11:30 at night. It's like, I'm sorry. She's very patient because no.
I
Um
love when she's just sitting out there with a bloody sheet and she's like, you deal with this.
I know, I like that too. She's like, here you go, and she throws it in his face. But you know, he's not somebody necessarily that you're gonna root for. It's something that really bothered me too, was like his wife tells him what's happening, his mom tells him what's happening, Lynn Shay tells him what's happening, but it's not until he sees pictures by his male son that he's like, oh, okay, I guess this is happening.
I know.
Which I thought was just perfect sort of traditional gaslighting. But it all serves the purpose. Like I was kind of peeved because I'm like, well, I feel like they're stealing the climax from the mom, is how I felt when he gets to go to the further. But, you know, because he's that sort of unlikable person, or not a very perfect person, which doesn't make him necessarily unlikable, but he's certainly a more flawed character than she is. It all serves up again for that great ending, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we wouldn't want that to happen to her.
Right. No, it all serves a purpose, as you said. And that's why it's great writing. And I have to tell you, I don't remember ever reacting like this. I actually jumped and screamed out loud when that red Darth Maul guy appeared behind him at the table.
Oh yeah, that's
And
great.
again,
That's a
it
great
wasn't a
one.
jump scare. It's just a shot. They just cut and it was
Yeah.
there. And I was like,
Yeah, no, that was great. You reacted just like Barbara Hershey. You were just like,
yeah.
"Wah!" She like jumped out of her chair. No, that was good because it's well lit. It didn't feel like a scene that was gonna have, you know,
Well, you
a
don't think it's
jump.
going to happen in the middle of the day at the kitchen
Right.
table.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Um,
And Lee
it's
Winnell, of course, is in it. He's the guy. I can't think of his character name now. It's something interesting. Anyway, he's the guy with
one
the
of the
glasses.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
those
love
two are
that
fun.
trio is really funny. Like the three of them together and how they interact. It's good. It's some comedic light elements.
Yeah, yeah. And Lynn Shay is like I guess she's the lead in one of them. Is it the last
The
one?
last
I don't know.
yeah, I have not seen it though, so
I haven't
yeah.
seen that either, but that would be interesting because she's excellent and she's done a lot of horror. She's really creepy in the new Grudge movie.
Yeah,
Is that what she? Yeah, and of course she's great in There's Something About Mary.
right.
But love her. So it kind of adds that great element. You kind of need that poltergeist lady element, somebody who knows what's going on. Um, I I found the coma part, like the fact that he's in this coma and he had this like little fall off of a ladder. Again, you know, watching it now, I can sort of think about if I when I was watching it the first time, how I was probably like scared, because when you have little children, those things are scary, and it's like scary enough. It's like sort of that like domestic horror where it's like, holy shit, like she's standing there like learning from this nurse how to like deal with his feeding tubes and
I
shit.
was
And like
just
that's really scary, you
I was
know?
just gonna say that scene in particular really hit me
Mm,
as horror and sad, and made me like appreciate all the people who do this every day, who have
no.
children or partners or family members that they have to have home care for. Like they're doing this 24/7. Like
Yeah.
I really commend all of you who do this, because that is a lot of work.
It is, and I think being that I've never done it, I have no concept of what that would be like, and how like harrowing that would be, and how it would change your life. And so it's interesting, because I feel like Rose Byrne does a really good job of like it- being that person, and she's like taking on all these burdens, but then she's also being that woman who's throwing the sheet with the bloody handprint in his face, and I love
Yeah.
that too, you know.
It's so good. I think she's a great character. Well,
Hmm.
I think, oh, did they move to the new house? Or did this happen in the old house? It's this long take, a long shot of her going through the house, and she like takes out the garbage and stuff. There's a little kid standing in the second
Oh,
corner with his hat on.
yes.
And then she goes out to
Yeah.
the garbage and she sees him dancing and because the
And it's
song
not even a little
changed.
kid, it's like a man, like vertically challenged. I don't know
Oh,
the right term.
oh Lord. It's so off, just a
Yeah,
little bit. And
he's like
it's
doing
like,
a Scottish jig or
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. That was really
And
terrifying. And that too is in the middle of the day.
it's in the middle of the day, and again it's very matter of fact, because when she goes into the bedroom and she's like crouching down looking under something, and then he jumps out of the bureau. I think it's like playing with our expectations. We're
Yeah.
all used to maybe the doors of the bureau would open and a book would fall out or something. But no, it was like, no, like I'm gonna show you, like this is what's happening. It's again matter of fact, like here is this creature, this demon or whatever. I don't
You
know. I don't
know?
know. Maybe they explained that he was nice actually. Because
I
what
don't
did was he one of the demons? I don't know.
I don't
They're
know,
all
Meg, because
scary.
I'm creeped out by all of them. I have to go back and talk about, this gets me every time it's in a movie, like the baby monitor thing.
Oh
And she
yeah.
hears him being like, give it to me. And then
Yeah,
it
that's
screams.
scary.
And then, oh my God, the night when like the guy is pacing and then all of a sudden he's in the room, that got me too.
Oh yeah,
Because
it's like a shadow and then it's like
you think
yeah.
that you think the jump scare is going to be the guy turning and looking through the window, but no,
Yep.
all of a sudden he's just in the room pacing.
Yeah, that was really effective. That was very scary. Yeah, that was really scary. And again, her husband's just like, "What do you want me to do about it?" You know, believe me? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Patrick Wilson's so cute though. Sorry. Um, but
That'll forgive a
yeah,
lot in Meg's world. Just kidding.
yeah. Um, I think he directed one of them. I think he directed like the third one or something.
Okay.
Sorry, I got off on a
I
tangent.
think that you're in love with Patrick Wilson.
He's cute.
Okay.
I think he's
Oh,
cute.
he is.
It's
You know,
Watchmen. It it
you know what it
I
was for
it
me? It
was
was Little
Watchmen.
Children.
Oh yeah,
That
that
scene with
too.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah, that too. So excuse me. But I don't want to be married to him in this movie though.
No, no.
So do they get him out of the further or what?
In the second one, I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. People are like, wow.
I'll get on it, but just not
No, I
today.
will. No. I wonder what happens in the third one. I wonder too if the fourth one must be a prequel because I'm pretty sure she was dead. That was a creepy scene at the end of right before the end when
Oh,
they showed Lynn Shay like all strangled.
yeah. That
That
was
was creepy.
good. And
Yeah.
I love how you think too, like in a typical horror movie, we're going to see what she sees, like in the camera, but we don't see it until like they replay the whole thing, and see it from other
Hmm.
people's perspective. So it was just like they just hold back when they need to, and they're matter of fact and in your face when they need to. It's so good.
Yeah. Sorry, my son just told me there's poop downstairs.
Great.
It
From
is
a
from an
pet.
animal. It's
Yeah.
from an animal. Yes. My
Oh,
days of being like Rose Byrne and having any sort of kid poop to clean up are long gone. Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted by the poop. What were we talking
no,
about?
that's fine. I was just saying, like, it holds back when it needs to. It's in your face and matter of fact when it needs to. The unexpected jump scare element, it's not a typical jump scare. Like a door, somebody looks in the fridge, and then when they close the refrigerator door, somebody's standing there. It's not that.
Yeah. No, yeah. James Wan is a king, like you
Yeah.
said. Yes, I can see why this became a franchise
Yeah.
for sure. I'm sure it's confusing that Patrick Wilson's in this and The Conjuring.
I know
That could get confusing.
it does feel, I mean, it does feel a little bit um similar, of course, because they're investigating things like this. So it's like, wait, aren't you supposed to be the expert?
Yeah. I was gonna say I really like when they go into the Nether. Or I what is Nether
I don't know. I said it
from? Nether. Yeah, but that's in something.
further. I don't know.
Well, anyway, when they're in the further, I really like that. I love the whole like 50s family
Oh my
and how they
gosh.
showed that she like killed her family.
Yeah.
That was really unique and really cool. I also felt like this like Guillermo del Toro vibe when they showed like the main bad guy creature thing up in his little workroom and
Doing
he's
his
listening to
stuff.
that Tiny Tim song or whatever.
Yeah.
Um yeah, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Is that
Ugh.
is his name Tiny Tim?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because that's like also from Charles Dickens,
Yes.
so it sounds wrong.
I know.
Um, so I liked all that because again, it's really not where you feel like if you just start the movie, you don't feel like you're gonna get to anywhere like in that region. Also, I like that it was like a possession, but we didn't have to like watch him like writhe around and like
Get whipped by
have holy
not that
water.
priests
Yeah.
whip people, but you know.
Well, no, yeah, but I appreciated that.
I agree. It was different. It's like a different take on it. So it felt like a little bit poltergeist. It felt like a little bit Amityville horror. It felt like this
Mm-hmm.
amalgamation of classic horror tropes, but in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see influence in it. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was yes, I say it in some ways different. In some ways, again, I think it was very traditional too. It was like it had a lot of, but that's why it's more fun when he's playing with these things because it really does have really traditional roots. So when we see that 50s family and that playing out in front of him, like that's unexpected and everything. And it's because it's not like this crazy art film. It's because it started out at least. And I think almost all the way through is it quite a traditional story. So yeah, I think I really enjoyed it, and I I wouldn't say like it's my favorite horror movie of all time or anything, but I enjoyed it and I thought it was good and I was glad I rewatched it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I mean, I guess I watched it for the first time, but I
Oh
am
yeah.
I am glad. And it makes me appreciate, I mean, we already knew he was a king because of Invisible Man, but it makes me appreciate Lee Winnell
Oh,
and
he's so
his
cute.
yeah, and his like his storytelling and structure and just his vision. And you can tell, yeah, he was meant to be a director because I mean, I assume I know not to disqualify James Wan, but I think a lot of it in the writing, like he wrote it so, because he could
Uh,
picture what it was going to look like.
yeah. I see what you mean. I know I shouldn't be talking about how cute he is. He's a genius.
Yes. Jeez, Meg.
I'm sorry.
You're just boy crazy today. It
I
must be the
am.
warm weather.
It is. It's just spring is in the air and I just get crazy.
Believe me,
I'm
like,
not normally like this. Just
yeah,
kidding.
never. Like, and I'm not boy crazy at all either.
No.
You won't catch me having a crush.
No, 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 no.
Oh boy. We
Oh,
better
remember Patrick Wilson in that Girls episode?
Oh my Lord. Meg, she wrote that just so she could be
I
naked
know.
with him for like however many days it took to film.
I know. I appreciate that kind of
Cut to you,
hustle.
cut to you writing a script, and you're like,
I
I
have a
need to
lot of
star.
scripts with a lot of people that could just be in that role that I'll send out.
Oh, Meg, yeah, you're gonna be canceled before you know it.
I know. It's gonna happen.
Oh my goodness, we need to rank this before we slide down.
Before we rank Patrick Wilson's assets.
Well, okay, what's our scale gonna be? It's like it's gone too far.
I know, but like his butt in Watchmen though.
Shut up!
I'm sorry. He has like literally the best butt.
Oh my god. I'm gonna send you
Okay.
Patrick Wilson gifts all night now.
Please.
Yeah. You're gonna be sorry you asked for it. All right.
Oh, before we rank this, they had this like storyline going about his he was worried about aging. And then they didn't really go any much further with it. But
Oh yeah,
they
because he
show him
pulled the
pulling a
gray
gray hair
hair.
out.
Yeah.
And then in one of the scenes, not that long after, he's putting eye cream.
Yeah.
And which I thought at the time when he was doing it, I was like, oh, that's so cool. They're showing a man like doing skincare. Like you don't see that. And then I was like, oh yeah, I guess maybe they're trying to show that he's like worried about aging or something. But then it didn't really like pan out or something after that. I don't know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that was something that was happening.
No, okay, so I appreciate that because like that's sort of like writing wise, that's peppering in something interesting
Yeah.
about him. Yet, yeah, it never came into play.
Well, maybe it's just trying to make him a little more likable because he's like literally sleeping on his desk at work while his wife is like slaving away in a ghost house. Like, fuck.
You are going back and forth. I mean, I guess it's between the man and the character.
Well, I think now I just have resentment for my own husband now. And I, or
So
like
wait, are
10
you
years
saying your
ago.
house is haunted? Is this how we're finding out?
Yes. Oh my God. Can Patrick Wilson come and tell me I'm wrong?
Meg, I can't
Can you like take me by the shoulders and say, you didn't see anything?
I'm like, yes, I'm being hysterical. You better kiss me.
Yes.
Because that's the cure for hysteria.
Yeah, it is.
All right. What's our
we're
skill
gonna
to rank? You know, oh my God, I didn't talk about this. The freaking gas mask that she wears during the seance.
That's like icky ick. I
That's
mean,
like, again, it's so
yeah.
simple, but it was so
Yeah.
wrong.
It's really wrong. How about those gas masks? We'll
Yeah.
use that.
How many gas masks do you give Insidious? 0 being you hated it, 10 being it's a perfect movie.
I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I thought it was scary, but not so scary that I was just like I feel like the most scared I was when they showed the old lady in the beginning.
Oh.
And so I needed to be a little bit more scared. But overall, I thought it was a solid movie, and Patrick Wilson.
Okay, I'm giving it 8 gas masks. And I love the element of like he's drawing the thing and like she's describing like the guy with the red face on the ceiling and stuff. Like that was really icky. And
Oh yeah,
like writing down all the things that he was saying to her.
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was all very unsettling. And
yes.
again, like the kid stuff made me really feel. I thought Rose Byrne was perfection. I wasn't feeling it for Patrick Wilson in this movie, but you know, it's because he was supposed to be an a-hole.
Yeah, I think so. I'd be interested to see Insidious 2 if like he redeems himself. I mean, it's not like he freaking murdered somebody or something, but he's kind of a tool. And so it'd be interesting to see.
But so here's my question though. Do you think it's because he is a tool? Or do you think the house or this ghost are like making him act even worse than he would normally.
Well, why would the go but he didn't have a ghost in him until the very end.
No, I know, but it's like, remember he was sitting, I guess he was at his desk, and then he like, there would be these like weird things. I'm like, is he imagining this? Is he dreaming? But it's really, it was his memories of his childhood resurfacing.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the house was messing with him. I don't know. I don't know. It's maybe it's more, I
Maybe,
don't know.
but I'm just gonna say he's a tool.
Yeah, that's
Big
fine.
tool bag. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's fine. I'm not mad about it. Let's talk about another horror movie next week that is either old, or we'll talk about the new one like Lucky. But let's talk again, Meg, because
Yeah, this is Finn. This is like the old days.
yeah.
This is good. I'm trying to think. I tried watching. Oh, maybe I shouldn't drag it. I don't like dragging bad movies, so never mind.
Okay, then don't do it. Yeah, no, we won't. Because as Vienna would say, you do you.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. My kid, hold on. Hello? Yeah, I'm up here. Sorry, he just came home from school. Just momming it up over here.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, I better go because he's going to be looking for me.
Well, rewinders, thank you again for listening. And until next time, we'll see you in the horror section.